What? All right, it says we're live. Let's refresh.
Am I in the right room?
You're in the right room.
I went to like 4 different rooms. I'd see Dion over in one, Bert in another one. And like, which room
Okay.
are we supposed to be in?
This is the one. This is the one.
Oh, it's live, I think. It's
Wait,
working.
I think it's
Yay,
working.
working.
Is it really?
Yes.
And we are live.
Yes, we are.
Every
Very
problem
cool.
can be solved with enough persistence.
Nice.
All right, welcome everyone. We made it. You're in the right room.
Jeez, I was echoing. Okay.
Okay, there we go. All right, guys, we're live. Is Jim here?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All
Guys,
right.
we're live. We're on the air.
Officially?
Officially, Jim, let her rip. Everyone take a nice deep breath.
Hey guys, let me see. Cool. Everyone here? We're good?
We're good. We're just waiting for
Fine.
Bert and Guy, and I'll make sure that they're here, Jim, so you just take it away, okay?
All right. Welcome everybody, and it's funny, and this is almost like it's off stage because we're talking about some of the biggest challenges that online marketers that you would be facing in your business, and we have a panel of internet millionaires and six-figure income earners on this call right now, and we took us 45 minutes to resolve a Google Hangout issue, and we'll be talking about this, and many of you guys are spending maybe weeks. Months, maybe years, trying to figure out website stuff, and it's time consuming. It's not productive at all. But welcome everybody. This is our first I Am Lifestyle Hangout, and we'll be doing these every single Monday. And as we get it rolling, it'll be a lot smoother. This is stage one of our project right now, and we have a lot of big plans ahead. Okay, and let's talk about why you're here in the first place. Let's talk about why you're on the internet. Let's talk about why you are in the home-based business industry, looking for solutions, looking for success, create success and happiness. Really, right? So you probably came across a page or someone pitched you on a dream. Okay, there's this dream that home-based business will get you fancy cars, big houses, toys, and expensive vacations, and happy family, and you see everybody smiling. But the sad truth is, majority of people in this space are literally just suffering, right? We know that 97% are struggling, and people who get into this industry, they take time away from their family, their hobbies. You can't hang out with friends anymore on the weekends and nighttime. Instead of going out and relaxing after your job, you might have to be in front of computer and learning stuff, and there's a lot to sacrifice. Okay, and there's also a portion of people who start making progress. Okay, they start making money on this home-based business thing. But on even many people that even replace their job income in the home-based business, they end up spending so much time on the business that they just bought themselves a new job. Okay, that's not what we're about here. And one thing I see in common here, everybody on this call, every single panelist here, have created what we call I Am Lifestyle. Okay, we structure our work schedule around our lifestyle. Okay, and that's what we want to encourage and inspire you and teach you how to do that. So you spend time, the reason why you get started in this home-based business industry, we want you to keep that clear. We don't want you to sacrifice your family time and all these things to trying to run a business and end up going nowhere. And there's just so many common challenges that everybody are facing that if you just take the reverse approach, which we have proven to be extremely a lot easier and doable, you'll be able to achieve your I Am lifestyle. Norbert, are there actually, before I do that, I want to introduce some of the panelists. We've been just struggling with technical difficulties for so much that I kind of lost the flow a little bit. We have a lot of great people on this call. I want to introduce just a few, and I'll pass it to Norbert to introduce the rest. I got my from left to right. I think everybody sees different people from the panelist screen, but got my buddy here on screen, Mr. Dion Jaffe, and this guy you'll learn later on, and he's on the completely opposite of the spectrum, that someone who really never struggled because he did the right thing from the start. So we talk about how to do that later on. And we got my good friend, beautiful Miss Kenya Liu, and Alexandro is her husband. Awesome dude, very, very talented individuals. And you know, they are brand new to the internet, and they've been able to achieve the I Am lifestyle, and you know, finally making five is shortly going online in a short amount of time. And we got my buddy here, Guy Furtman. He is a absolutely guru on this internet marketing space. We'll have him talk about some of the traffic challenges that many of you are facing. If you go over to his fan page, he has over 120,000 fans. Okay, if you have 120,000 eyeballs, that anything you post, 120,000 plus people will see it. You know, how much money would you make, right? You do the math. But we got Norbert here. Norbert's actually my original internet marketing mentor. When I was dead broke back in 2008, I came online, I saw Norbert's video, and I gave him a call. I found his phone number, and the first time I called him, he actually picked up. We talked for 40 minutes, and ever since after that, he never picked up my calls anymore. But anyways, I modeled my success after him, and shortly being mentored by Norbert, my very first year online made a six-figure income, and over the next 5 or 6 years have made well over $1 million in affiliate commissions online. So kudos to him, and many, many thanks. So Norbert, I'm going to pass it to you to introduce the rest of the panelists.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to start with the closest to me over here is Patricia Sweeney. And Patricia's been in the game for a little while now, and she's really struck success in the last year. She's been a successful member of ours inside of MLSP and has been creating you know, really nice brand, really focusing on paid traffic strategies, building her list, following the strategies that we teach, and creating some nice, nice residual income, affiliate income with different multiple income streams. So that's Patricia Sweeney, and she's going to be sharing with you guys here today. Right beside her, you will see Michelle Pescosolido, and you might know Michelle from Facebook. She's a Facebook marketing queen. She's been an incredible Facebook trainer, very successful inside of MLSP, one of the top producers there as well, top recruiter in some of the companies that she's been in, and also really focused on multiple streams of income, affiliate income, and paid traffic strategies. And then we were going to have Bill on here, but apparently he's not going to be on with us today. Who else did we miss? We got Bert Bledsoe over there near the end. And Bert's been partnered up with Patricia. They've been working their business together. And Bert's been focused a lot on free marketing strategies just to balance it out. And he's been very successful as well inside of MLSP and with affiliate marketing. So he's going to be sharing his experience with you guys here. So really excited to hear from each one of our panelists. It's a great, very well-rounded group that we've got on here today.
Awesome, awesome. So Norbert, are we ready to get into some of the major challenges and then have each of the panelists share their own experience and you know how they overcome it?
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, the way we're going to run this, we're going to take a little bit of time right now and talk about the challenges. That's what we're here for. So we're going to bring up some of the major challenges that many of you guys have been, you know, are facing in your business, that 95% of people face in their online business. We're going to discuss those, and then we're going to be sharing with you guys a solution at the end as well, okay, so that you can actually, you know, get into profit, make some progress in your business, and build your business out, okay? So yeah, let's get started with the challenges, Jim.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And you know, for many of you on this call, including myself, I started off as more traditional, old school network marketing and belly to belly, and you know, started with the friends and family thing. I actually done over 1,000 belly to belly presentations within my first 3 years in business, and have literally gone nowhere. Now we have one of the panelists. I want to introduce Kenya and Alexandro Liu. Now, I know you started off in traditional network marketing. I'm gonna let you guys share this, and you know, what are some of their, and I know you guys have gone through a lot of attrition issues, and you know, why don't you share a little bit about your background and you know, the attrition issues, how you combated, and why you came online, and how did you achieve success so quickly on the internet?
Sure. So we were in a traditional network marketing company. I have been off and on for 20 years, but more seriously in the last 3 to 5 years. Am I getting am I echoing? Am I okay?
You're fine.
Okay. All right. So the thing is, what we notice, it's nonstop. There's not true residual, I don't feel, if you're not at the meetings and you're not constantly scheduling parties with your entire downline and making sure they're talking to their friends and family and so on and so forth. In the company that I was in, we were able to create 4 figures a month, never hit that 5-figure a month mark until now. But what happens is that, let me just share a little story. I actually went to a Pampered Chef party the other night, and this is how the presentation went. A friend invited me, so I went. It's fun. You get to hang out with people, and they asked her at the end when she's trying to recruit people into her business, they asked her, well, how many nights a week am I going to be out of the house? And her answer was 2 nights a week. 2 nights a week you're out of the house. Well, the thing is, when you put the 2 nights a week that you're out of the house and you add that on to the 2 nights a week that your son has karate practice and the 1 night a week that he's got a game, and I mean, it leaves very little time for people to have really control over their schedule, because the only 2 nights a week that they're home, they're actually not home anymore. And people don't want that. People don't want to have to go to parties. People don't want. We want to live our life and we want to bring in an income, but that is the one thing that scares people away from traditional network marketing: the parties and the hotel meetings, and having to talk to friends and family. And what we've learned with this is that in learning our online skills, it's been so much fun. But I got so tired of talking to people and recruiting them into my business, knowing that the statistics showed that they were not going to make what I was making. And I didn't make a whole lot. I mean, I wasn't making 120, 200, 300,000 a year. So that being said, it does something to your morale, where you're talking to someone, you're recruiting them, but you know they're not going to make it. And I couldn't do it anymore. I was just so done. And my husband was done too. We're at a point where, like, we've got to find something where everyday people, the neighbor, the teacher down the street, can come in, even though they are not good at recruiting, and find something where they can make money. Because the bottom line is our check wasn't going to sustain either if our people couldn't make money. Just because we're networkers and we know how to recruit and meet people and go to the Chamber of Commerce meetings and get out there and network and have the hotel, not everybody can do it. So anyway, you want to fill in a little bit?
Yeah, I think what I got out of it is attrition is really tied directly.
It's fine. You're good now.
Oh. Okay. Attrition is directly tied to not making money. When people stop making money, they get unmotivated. The honeymoon, per se, is over with, and nobody wants to be in the company anymore, because the hype and everything else that was brought in on the onslaught is not there anymore. And so obviously you're going to have people dropping out. And I just don't think it's fair that we try to target people that want to change their lives. And what happens is they get this pie-in-the-sky dream, and that's all it is. It's just a dream. The reality is that if you're going to be successful, you're going to have to get out there and recruit. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to go through your warm list. And most people starting out in the industry will just go through their warm list. They don't know how to build a list. And so I think attrition is directly tied to that, the fact that people stop making money.
Yeah, absolutely. And in my opinion, attrition is the second issue, and what most people, they won't even get to the issue of attrition because they don't even have that influence over their friends and family to business influence and to tell them to do a certain business. They can't even get it started, right? Attrition is for people who started making money, so it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jim, you're mentioning attrition. I mean, Kenya and Alessandro, thank you so much for sharing that story, because Kenya, I think that story resonates with so many people because they've been there and they've experienced that. I speak with leaders in the network marketing industry who, have incredible incomes, who've made tons of money, and they will constantly complain about attrition. I see that if they let their foot off the gas pedal for just a little bit of time, if they're not constantly there getting their people to, do the meetings and do the parties, and if they're not pushing it, their checks constantly will go down. That is the reality. I mean, it is a grind. You got to keep people motivated. It's, this whole dream that's sold of this residual income that you're going to pass down to your grandchildren. Honestly, that was in the 70s and 80s, but that does not exist in this industry anymore because people are hopping around from opportunity to opportunity. They don't stick around long enough. If a company lasts 5 years, that's pretty incredible in this industry nowadays. So there's no way you're going to build this residual income that you're going to pass down generations. Anyways, thank you so much for sharing that, because I think that resonates with a lot of people. And Jim, you mentioned influence, and we've at MLSP, we've been teaching about attraction marketing, right? And this is something, Jim, that we've talked about, and I really like your perspective on this. When we get started in this industry, we don't have a lot of influence. We have no credibility because we haven't had any success. And so here you are going up to your friends and family or the people that you know, and you're inviting them to have a look at this business that you want to start, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to ask you, well, how much money have you made? Right? And you're supposed to use the 3-way calls and all that kind of stuff. We know all that. But the bottom line is that you don't have a lot of credibility initially when you're getting started. And Michelle, we wanted you to kind of handle that challenge a little bit because I know that you've seen that with with the people that you've brought in, the students that you've trained. How can we deal with this challenge, or what is this challenge that people experience with not having any influence when they get their business initially started?
Yeah, I mean, I think the challenge is, you have, a lot of people that are coming into this industry, and you do have a lot of people, like you said, that are hopping around. So, as far as getting that influence, it does take time. It definitely takes time, but you've got to get results. And that's the thing, and that's one of the things that I love about this. And I know for me, when I first started out, I didn't have influence. I had a very similar story to what these guys were talking about. I started out in network marketing, and I wasn't making that much money in network marketing because I was brand new. I was chasing around friends and family. I was doing what my upline was telling me to do, and I really wasn't making that much. $1,000 was the most I made for the month as a brand new person, maybe in month 3. And so I realized, you really got to have influence, and it was a big struggle to get that influence when you didn't have any kind of proof or social proof to show for that. So one of the things, that I decided, and it's the same thing with this, is it's like you've got to be able to create some kind of income now to keep you in that game longer. And that's what I did. Obviously this DS wasn't available back then, but that's what I did. I got into a program that I was able to, create some sort of income, get some results, start getting leads so I could show that social proof, because influence starts from the day you can generate your first lead. Even though that may not seem like a lot to you, there's somebody behind you that has generated no leads. So you are influential to that person. Making your first video, maybe more than the person behind you that is done. So that makes you influential. So I like to be able to have programs like this that gives us the opportunity to create success so quickly, and even if it's in small amounts, but it puts you in a position of being influential because you are getting results, you are making some money, and you have the ability to change people's lives. And that's really what you've got to start looking for when you start out. You've got to look for ways, that you can start making that income, or you can start leading, and with programs that are solid and proven to where you can be of influence for people.
Awesome. Yeah,
did I touch on that correctly?
You did. Yeah. No, that's perfect. What you're talking about is getting some type of results, right?
Right. Exactly.
To use for credibility. It's so important. It's so important. Yeah. Thank you for that. Okay, so next, what I wanted to move to, Jim, next. So we've talked about getting results, building up a little bit of credibility. The next issue, and this is going to be a big one because I know a lot of people deal with this, and I want you guys to pipe in the comments a little bit if you can relate to this one. And I'm going to have Bert jump out here and talk a little bit about this because I'm sure Bert might have some personal experience with this as well. The dreaded information overload.
Absolutely. Well, I think that I can speak for everyone on the planet, and when I say that we've all had information overload at some point. And for anyone that's ever decided they had an idea one day, like, I think I can use the internet to make some money, all of a sudden 7 days transpired and you're getting 10,000 emails and you're pretty sure that you have to make a blog and you have to get on every social network and figure out how to connect all of them and make an email list. I made a list of the things I thought I needed to do. I thought I needed a blog, I needed to make videos, I needed to send out emails, I had to be on some webinars, and I was supposed to hold some, I was supposed to be on them, and I was supposed to host some. I needed to run some solo ads to drive traffic. I wasn't really sure what that was, but that's what people were doing. And if I really wanted to get it going, I needed to have some home meetings and talk to my friends and family first. And I was like, okay, am I supposed to do the blog today, or am I supposed to call my mom, or am I supposed to go on Michelle's course and learn how to do Facebook? I was like, okay, where am I going today, right? Like, what am I supposed to do? And then, even if you pick one of those things, that's a lot of work. Like, I don't know if you've ever, I'm just using Michelle for an example because Michelle gave me some directions in the beginning. She's like, Bert, go over here. And I was like, okay, whoop. I just did that. I made it really simple if you follow the directions, guys. But imagine how much work is involved in creating a Facebook fan page and getting like 27 million people to follow you. That doesn't happen overnight. I'm just saying, it doesn't happen. Like creating a blog that everyone's coming to, it doesn't happen. So what happens is we go down these rabbit holes and then you get really lost, right? What happens is you spend a lot of money, you feel like you got burned or you're disenfranchised because of our own decisions, because we decided to go blog and then we decided to go over here and we went over here. And really the greatest, I think, solution to that is, and I just made a post, it's funny that you asked me this because I just posted this today, is it seems to me like the people that are the most overwhelmed and the most like confused and lost are the people that won't just stop for 1 second and listen and follow the direction. And I found that taking action, just taking immediate action and following direction, you can kind of cut through all of that. And so the same thing applies when we're doing our listings, when we're using DS Domination, like the same exact thing applies straight across the board, right? We have that ability to say, hey, I don't need to get confused, get lost, and should I look for this or that? Like, just start taking action right now. Like, just do right now. Take action. And you'll be surprised if you just take some action, all of a sudden things happen, like you make a sale. You're like, whoa, what just happened? It's surprising when you list things, they can sell.
Yeah, and so that's exactly what we want to focus with you guys here. You guys watching this webinar here tonight, our goal is to help you to get results quickly, what Michelle is saying, okay? So you can not only build your credibility, but also build your confidence. And the only way you're going to do that if what you have is what Bert is saying. Have some simple instructions with some simple goals that you can apply very quickly and create some results. Imagine if you could have a few steps that you could follow in the next week that will create profits for you. Imagine the confidence you can build, the credibility you can build, how that's going to feel that you can now build your business on these small successes. So that's really huge, and that's going to help you to overcome this information overload and this confusion about what should I do next. Here's a really simple process to get you into profit quickly, okay? Jim, take it away with the next challenge.
Sure. Before we move on to the next one, Norbert, I just want to say, Bert, there's so many things that so many people to what you're saying, and it's a fact that people are focusing on the wrong things, and all the blogging and buy a solo ad here, jump on a webinar, host a webinar. All these things, marketing is a medium to get your message out to the masses, right? That's what marketing is. And the core of what sells is influence, all right? You gotta have value and benefit to the end user, otherwise they won't buy what you have. And most people are focusing on the wrong thing. They don't have they haven't defined the value to offer to the marketplace. They don't know why people want to buy from them, and they don't have the influence to affect masses. And they do in marketing, right? I'm real methodical. I've always grew up in being really good at math, and I usually look at in business sense. I usually look at things in math equation. And if you look at influence being a multiplication formula, all right, if you have zero influence, it doesn't matter how much traffic you drive, whatever times zero, it's going to be zero at the end, and that's what so many people are going through. They haven't developed that core value and develop influence, and they go out there and do marketing and blogs, and it doesn't do anything. So I just want to touch base on that. The next challenge, all right, I'm gonna, to relate to more things we're talking about here on information overload. Traffic is definitely another thing. How many times have you seen online that people ask questions? One of the most common questions: how do I generate more traffic to my website?
That's the big one.
How do I get more traffic, right? And one of the traffic gurus on this call right now is our very own Guy Furman. And Guy, I want to just pass the call over to you, and you can talk about a little bit about traffic. And I know you coach a lot of students. What are some of the major challenges that you see for people that wants to get more traffic? Hey, Guy, we can't hear you.
Yeah, no,
nothing.
he's unmuted, so he's gonna have to fix his audio there. Yeah, 1 second, he says.
Okay, no worries. Let me see what we got here. Let's move over to Patricia. So Patricia, I know that you started running business online not too long. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Let me just double check here what's going on. All right, I think we're okay. Good. Sorry about that. Sorry to cut in. Great question. I mean, something I'm just noticing even as we're all speaking here, different leaders and different companies and different facets, everyone's nodding their head, right? Because we're sharing a kind of like a universal experience of being part of this industry, or this network industry, or this online marketing industry. So we're kind of touching on a lot of points you'll get wherever you go. But something I wanted to just touch on before I get into traffic, because I think Bert mentioned it, with overwhelm and people not taking action. And I've been around personal development space and coaching for about 12 years. I've easily personally coached over 1,000 people. And one of the things I always see people doing is that they're using what they already know to try to get results that they've never gotten before. So a lot of people are sitting on this line right now, and if you notice the conversation in your head, no matter what we say, you're having some conversation about, is this good, is this bad, do I agree, do I disagree, is this right, is this wrong, and you're constantly making decisions. But when you come to any company, whether you're early or you're seasoned and you've struggled to get results, my assertion is that the reason that you haven't broken through is that you're not being coachable. And a lot of times people say, like, being coachable is like, well, I need to surrender what I believe, and that's really not the point, because it's not about whether you agree or disagree. You have a bunch of people here sitting in front of you that are creating results, and when you come to work with somebody like us, all we're asking you to do is, here's a jacket, try it on, walk around a little bit, and see if it fits for you, right? And if you like it, just keep the jacket and keep walking around. And if it's not for you, put it down, and then, like, we have another jacket for you to try, and you can do that too. But at least try that one jacket. So this is how I'm going to work it into, like, traffic. So traffic is a lot of the same thing, because there are so many different jackets out there, right? You can go on Facebook, you can go on Google, you can get on a bazillion different networks that you guys haven't heard of, and there's a million strategies how to find these different networks, do demographic research, and approach the right kind of people. But traffic is a very interesting beast, because what you see is people spreading themselves too thin in their education, just like they spread themselves too thin with their opportunities. They don't really focus or take the time to really understand anything or master anything in a way that's provocative enough that you can, like we said, create influence, right, and generate results. So if Michelle Pescasolido is the queen of Facebook marketing, you could call me and my brother, who's unfortunately not on this call because he just came back from vacation. He's passing out right now. You could call us like the princes of Facebook marketing. We've been doing it for a long time. And the reason I got on there is because I liked Facebook and I didn't know any better. But looking at it now, thank God I stayed on there, is because that's where generally a very large majority of the industry of the online world in general is spending most of their time, way more than they spend even on Google. Now, Facebook comes with its own challenges because you really don't know where people are in that exact moment, where with Google you know exactly where they are. That you interact with people has to be a little bit different. And way too many times I see people using Facebook as an e-commerce platform. I don't know if Michelle would agree or disagree with me, but I've always used it for what it is. It's a social media platform, meaning socialize, right? So what I do is I basically build my relationships on Facebook and then take them to a place where I can control the conversation better, and I keep developing that relationship. And instead of always having to make the sale right now, which is what everyone wants, right now, results, I always look at my more long-term goals. So I'm going to share with you guys, whether you're in DSD or not, just something that works really well, because the industry is constantly shifting. And if you're not one of these people who gets obsessive, and I'm sorry to say it, in order to be sitting in this panel that you see down here with all these people, I promise you, are obsessive. Every single one of them. There's nobody here who does this like a hobby. And they're all just shaking their heads going, oh my God, you let it out of the bag. We're addicted and we have ADD and we're obsessive. At the same time, we're all really fucked up just like everybody else on the planet, right? So here's the thing, guys. Autoresponders, they're not working so well anymore, if you've noticed. Building a list has been touted on this industry like it's the holy grail to things. I have a big-ass list, and I'm telling you, I email a lot. All that list, after the 10% who actually open the email, only 1% of those people even click on anything that I'm sending them. So even if you have a list of 10,000 people, and let's say you generated that list for $3 to $5 a lead, that's between 30 and 50 grand to generate that list. That email at the end of the day, 10% is opening it, so you have 1,000 people opening it, and then probably 1% of those actually clicking on anything. So generally speaking, you're talking about 80 to 100 clicks total for an email. Now, I don't know about you guys, I like return on investment. That sounds like a really, really shitty return on investment to me. So I am looking in all ways right now how to actually get that out and how to stop building a list of prospects and start building a list of buyers. That's my number one concern today in the industry, right? I want a list of buyers. So here's what I'm telling you. People talk about lead magnets, they talk about landing pages, they talk about all these things, and the beauty, the thing that, like, I don't join opportunities at all. I am not a network marketing guy. I actually hate the whole rah-rah scene. Like, don't even get me started. I've always been a direct sales person. Like, I want to make money on what I do, and I like building teams, but I don't necessarily want to be responsible for 1,000 people having to take action. For me, that's not a lot of fun. That eats up my time, that eats up my energy. I need vitamins at the end of the day when that's what I'm doing. So I'm not into doing that, right? And that's fine if you are. Like, I have no problem with that. But here's the thing, guys. You can attract people in so many different ways. And I'm going to give you literally a blueprint that's worked for me and that's helped me generate a $2,000 a month residual income using DSD's affiliate program. So take out your little notepads and pens, because this is the easiest thing you'll ever do in your entire life. All you got to do is make about a 1.5-minute long video. You have to introduce people to the idea of, listen up, internet marketers. You can promote something that has nothing to do with building a list, spending budget on marketing. The company has a 94% stick rate, and every single time I jump on a webinar, I can't get on because 10,000 people just registered. For me, that's what got me into this company, because I had not seen that before, right? And I don't join companies easy at all. I've been with the same one for a long time. I love top-tier direct sales. I don't like these like $9 a month like residual things. But when I saw what this company was doing and I saw the stick rate, that's all I needed to know, because that let me know that people are making money here, right? That let me know that something is happening here that people are like ravagenous about. So here's what I did. I made a very short 2-minute video highlighting those points, didn't tell them what the opportunity is, and all I said in the video is, if you're interested in something like that, here's my email address, email me. I get about 15 to 20 emails a day. I have a copy and paste email, which I'm happy to share with anybody who wants it, honestly. I literally copy and paste the email every single day, and I do about 2 to 4 signups a day. That's my entire model here. So it just reverses it, because, guys, everybody is pushing opportunities on everybody on Facebook. We're all marketing for the same keywords. I see 20 different opportunities every single day. So I thought to myself, how do we flip the script here? I don't care about the lead generation. I really don't. There's like almost no money in it. But if somebody emails you and makes a request and you reply to them, you've already had 3 interactions with that person where they've seen your face, heard your voice, made a request, and now you're replying to an email, which, by the way, will not go into the spam box or the promo box because there's no unsubscribe link in it. You're literally personally sending that. So the open rate's massive. And you literally need to spend about $10 a day to sign up about 2 to 4 people. So this is a way for anybody here to start generating some serious money with just introducing people to this opportunity. And this is the last thing I'll say because I've talked way too much here and cursed way too many times. But the thing that really got me excited was my first weekend. I live in Southern California. If you don't know anything about Southern California, there's a lot of community living out here. So whether you're making a lot of money, making no money, we all live in the same houses together. It's kind of funny and weird, and don't ask. Anyway, I was living in a mansion up until 2 weeks ago with 9 other people. It's a big-ass house, beautiful people, all this great stuff. And I joined this company and kind of literally leisurely, like people always wondering what I'm doing in my room. They probably think I'm doing something, you know, whatever. Let's not even go there. Hashtag don't go there. Anyway, so I just they're like, what the hell are you doing in this room? And I was like, you know what? I just found this thing and I'm really excited about it. They're like, what is it? And I said, well, it's this company that you take stuff from Amazon and you sell it on eBay. And I was literally sitting there hitting my own head going, how did I not think of that? Because I've run 2 dropship companies before. And the margins were always really tough for me. And I'm like, that's freaking genius. So I just told it to them, and 3 of them within a week started their own eBay businesses. And it was just out of sharing it. And that's when I knew that this was gold. And the second part was when I started seeing my second line make sales immediately without me having to train anybody. Because I knew that that's what they were doing also. They were home just like, yeah, I just started my eBay business. And people are like, well, where are you getting your products? And I'm like, Amazon, right? And I know that that's how easy this is because this is the first opportunity that's that brain dead that anybody can understand. Every other time I've ever tried to explain to somebody anything about an online marketing opportunity, even explaining to them what affiliate marketing is so above their head. It's so above their pay grade that they just don't get it. But everybody trusts Amazon and everybody trusts eBay and everybody understands it the moment they watch that 4-minute video, and it just works. Peace.
That was good.
Thanks, brother.
I love it. I love it. Great perspective, Guy. I love your perspective on it. It's great. Awesome.
Thank you.
It's so true. People look at you. I mean, you just nailed it, Guy. When you said, like, people ask, what do you do? And I don't even want to explain, but I can explain DS domination. Mm-hmm. When I try to explain affiliate marketing and all this, they're like, huh? They look at me cross-eyed. I'm like, never mind. Just
they're like, you make money doing what?
I used to say, never mind, I sell drugs. Just never mind. Now I can say, now I can say what you just said. I find stuff on Amazon, sell it on eBay. That's a lot easier.
Yeah, and people automatically are interested in that. You know, that's something that other people can see themselves doing too. It's a simple thing. It's not about home parties. It's not about recruiting. It's not about building downlines and all this kind of stuff. It's just a really simple concept, and that's why it works.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's absolutely 2 sides to this. And remember, this hangout, we're talking about IM lifestyle, and our goal is to get you to making progress so that you can enjoy the time freedom and financial freedom. So what's the easiest way to get there, right? That's the ultimate question. And we are putting, literally, if you just piece them together, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Okay, we want to teach you how to make money right now, and we want to teach you how to build influence so you can build a long-term residual, walk-away residual income. So whether you work or not for the day, you're going to make a lot of money. We have a lot of people making $500 to $1,000+ a day without without even turning on their computers a lot of the days. Okay, and that's our goal. Norbert, I want to turn over to you, and I know that you and Patricia were talking about website building, more on the technical stuff. We want to just get people out of the habit of spending majority of the time in not so much unproductive, but things that they shouldn't be doing right now until later on.
Yeah. I mean, like Bird said at the beginning there, if you make a list of all the things you think you need to be doing, right? I mean, you've been on all these trainings, you know, you're learning about online marketing, there's all these other trainings you have to be on with your company, you know, whatever it is, you make a list of all these things that you're supposed to be doing. How is this supposed to be a part-time gig? You know, for most of us, you know, most of the people on this webinar here, you probably have a full-time job or you've got another business. You're trying to start this on the side. You want to do this part-time. You know, they say, you know, oh, 5 to 10 hours a week, that's all you need. But, I mean, give me a break. That's not going to happen online, especially when you're still just trying to learn the game. And I tell all my students, I say, look, if you want to learn online marketing, affiliate marketing, you've got to give it 6 to 12 months. I mean, that's it. It's a 6 to 12-month learning curve. That's what I tell everyone, just so they have the right expectations. Because you can't expect to learn all these brand new things quickly and start getting results. And we want you guys to have results as quick as possible. That's why we're here. So, Patricia, why don't you talk about the whole technical challenge thing? You know, setting up websites, creating capture pages, sales funnels, landing pages, autoresponders. You know, most of us, when we get started in this industry, we don't even know what these words mean. Let's talk about that challenge.
Right. Well, like, was it Guy? He said, yeah, that's just way above people's pay grade. You know, nobody understands that. They totally don't even get it. Well, so for me, it's always interesting hearing other people that came into this like via network marketing and stuff. And I am a traditional business owner, offline business owner, and have been for over a decade. And we do massive amounts of volume in our business, but that doesn't always translate to profits. And so being on the internet for me was an answer to fixing the profitability equation in our business, because there's tons of leverage if you can do it right? So I've always seen the potential in it over the years, but I never knew how to actually take my offline business and then bring that online. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. And that's one of the reasons that DSD is so cool, because it really does allow people to plug into like a retail mindset that they're already used to, and it's just very simple for people to like grasp the concept of why it would work. So when I first came online, I had an offline business, so I had this product, and I couldn't like go find the best, hottest thing, thank goodness, right? Because who knows where I would have ended up, because I was very focused on getting our offline business online, and what that meant for me, my list, right, as Bert describes it, was I had to have a website. And then once I like created a website and I figured out how to do that on my own, because I refused to pay someone $10,000 to do it for me, so it was like 8 months later, right, I had a website. And then it was, oh, well, how do I put this form thing on my website? And what the heck does that mean anyway? Like, where does that even go when someone puts their email in? I'm like, oh, crap, I have to email these people? I have no idea what I'm going to say to them. And then it was all about, well, you know, what can I do on my website? Yes, it's helping my offline business get found, but what can I put on my website to actually generate income? You know, and we're lucky. You know, online in this space, we do have access to a lot of great affiliate products and things that can make people money, but there's just this massive learning curve of figuring out all what that means. Because even when you plug into like a done-for-you affiliate program, people still don't understand what, you know, split testing means. They don't really understand what targeting means. They don't really understand how to speak to their market, you know, of the people that might actually be interested in whatever it is that they're selling. So all of that, absolutely, Norbert, is a 6 to 12 month learning curve at a minimum, and that's if someone doesn't jump around to 50 million different things, and that's if they don't, you know, just keep, you know, the thing is, people say shiny object syndrome. I honestly, after working with a lot of people over the last year in the internet space, I believe now it's more a lack of confidence. You know, because they don't get the results as quickly as they feel like they need them, or they have to have them, right? Because what happens? People spend themselves out of business because they're not making money, and they only got into this thing because they needed money anyway. So it's very much a catch-22 there. And so they end up spending themselves out of business, and so they figure that thing that they were working on, no, they weren't building a skill set. They weren't trying to get better at it. It just didn't work for them. So they're going to jump over here and do this thing, and then jump over here and do this thing, and jump over here and do that thing. And that's why that 6 to 12 month period really is if you're focused on one thing. You know, if you're focused on your Facebook marketing and that's where you stick. If you do YouTube and that's where you stick, and there's just so many variables that really come into play with all that. Being a traditional business owner, looking at how most people decide to get into internet marketing just completely boggles my mind. You know, like never in a million years could you take like the majority of people's like internet business plan or lack thereof and like go into a bank, right? Go into someone who's serious about their money and say, oh, well, you know, I think it's probably going to cost me about $20,000, $30,000 to build a list of people that may or may not be responsive, and I'm going to have to buy 20 different programs and 13 different tools, and I'm going to work it really hard, but I promise, Mr. Banker, sir, I'm going to have money to pay you back. Right? Like, I don't know how that's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure it's possible, you know, and it's just, it doesn't work that way. And so, you know, for me, when I got into this, I understood that I was going to have to invest in myself and invest into my business education, and I was willing to do that, you know, and I knew that there was going to be a learning curve, but I applied myself very specifically into a specific program, got a result, scaled it up with paid traffic, and I had my first 5-figure month within 10 months of getting online. So most people don't do that, though. It's very difficult because, one, they have an employee mindset. It's very difficult for someone who's never owned a business to get into something like internet marketing or anything for that matter where they're working for themselves and really acquire all the skills that working for yourself as a business owner truly takes, you know, in a short amount of time span. It could take years, really, and that's if you don't give up. So the conundrum in that is kind of what Kenya said. If you can't duplicate it, if no one else can do what you do, because they really don't have the skill set that you have, so it's very hard for you to promise people, absolutely, just come follow me, do this thing, and you're going to get there, yes. You know, like you can go preach it all day long, but if you don't feel confident that that's truly going to happen for the majority of people, then at some point you're being a liar, you know? And nobody wants to do that. Yes, I can show you what I've done. Yes, I can give you a formula. But if you know for a fact, it's like she said, that the large majority just don't make it, it's a little disheartening, you know, in a lot of ways. And then it makes me feel bad for people that I see really going down the wrong path because not everybody follows directions. And I don't know why. That's just what they do. So if people can find a way to supplement their business investment instead of taking it out of whatever their existing bank account is, and then those people who are willing to work hard, because I genuinely believe that people are willing to do what it takes. I believe they're willing to sit down in their chair for hours and hours and hours on end and get it done. But when they run out of money, and this was the thing that was supposed to give them the money to move forward, they're stuck in this stasis and they become frustrated, and whatever support, if any, they were having from the people around them dissipates because they're not this overnight success that everybody wanted. Then what happens? You know, then they lose all confidence to move forward. So to me, it's basically cash flow is king. You know, you can learn any skill set. You can figure out how to do anything online. You can figure out paid traffic and scale your business in any number of ways to give yourself ultimate time freedom and leverage and really automate your business in any number of ways, but you've got to get yourself there. And unfortunately, that takes money, and just most people don't have something that they can do, you know, X number of activities and get, you know, this many results. In other words, people need a guaranteed result when they first get started. And as a mentor to people online, depending on where they're coming at what they want from you in a traditional IM space, you can't tell them if you go do A, B, and C, you're going to get D, E, and F. There's way too many variables that mostly have to do with the person that you're speaking to. So when you can give someone something specific, say, look, if you go do this, 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 and this, all you got to do is use a calculator. You'll know how much money you're going to make. Guess what? You make $1, and then guess what? If you want to make $1,000, you just do that thing 1,000 more times. You know, like, to me, it just makes a lot of sense for people getting started this way, because then if they want to branch out into other avenues and really expand their business, create multiple streams of income to give their overall business stability, and then they want to become an authority and become a trainer or a teacher or build an MLM company, whatever it is they want to do, then they have the leverage to do it using the income they're generating without pulling from probably what's already a depleted supply of income from their family anyway. Because then you don't have that, you know, that negativity from people when you're like pulling from the family checking account. You're like, honey, I need some more money. My auto ship thingy needs to go again, you know.
That's
So
awesome.
that.
Yeah, very, very, very true, very real challenge for a lot of people, especially when we're talking about cash flow challenges. Jim, we've covered a lot of challenges here. What's next?
Yeah, let's provide folks with some solutions, and
Yeah.
our goal here is help you to build that long-term thing. But to build a long-term residual income, you got to be able to be making progress right now, because chances are, and honestly, if you've been doing the same thing for the last 3 years and you haven't gone anywhere, if you do the same thing for 3 more years, you'll probably still be in the same place. So we don't want that happening. I want to introduce our last panel on the call, and this guy is literally the mysterious guy, all right, in the online space, and virtually nobody really knows him in the online space because he has never done online marketing. When I first met him, he literally asked me, how do you create a YouTube account? And a lot of the basic things that you may even know how to do, autoresponders. He doesn't know how to use autoresponders, doesn't know how to do webinars, doesn't know how to do YouTube, doesn't know, lead generation, buying traffic. The only traffic he knows is, or he does not know, is getting stuck in traffic in the morning, evening, because he hasn't had a job since he was before 21 years old. So I want to bring out Mr. Dion Jaffe, okay? And Dion is someone who's been able to achieve time and financial freedom without knowing. Okay, here's the crazy part. So he's done it all online, but he doesn't understand anything about online marketing. No list building, no traffic, no sales funnel creation, no attraction marketing, no belly to belly. So Dion, how do you do it, brother?
Well, Jim, I'm happy to say that I'm starting to learn, but what is really, what was really surprising though is when I was listening to everybody talk on this panel, and I'm thinking, you know what? A lot of the facets to what I'm doing is already there. For instance, I leverage Amazon and eBay. They already get the traffic. I never knew what SEO was, and I don't really need to know because my items rank very well because they're on a platform where people already go to. So to take a step back a little bit, and to see someone like myself who never, really grasped internet marketing but was able to leverage 2 platforms, Amazon and eBay, household names that everybody's heard of, and be able to have success, I consider this more of my silent income. A few years ago when I learned this model of drop shipping, how to make money on eBay, prior to that, trying to do eBay the way most people probably know, where you take a picture of your item, write the description, list it, sell it, have to package it up, go wait in the dreaded post office line. And it really wasn't until I learned drop shipping where I could handle copy and paste. I always tell people, I'm no one special, but the information is. And I was able to just follow the information. And what was surprising to me is when I saw this, I was like, I'm not looking to get rich. And I know there's a lot of different internet marketing companies. There's a lot of different companies out there which people get overwhelmed by just looking at one to the next, seeing how much money you can make. Well, when I saw this opportunity to make money drop shipping, my idea was to just not have to go back to a job, to be able to have something that worked. And I was just looking to make an extra $50 a day, 7 days a week in profit, because if I could do that, then I knew that I could probably scale it up, make more money, and just have more time freedom and better quality of life. And so I was able to go ahead and start looking at information that was surprisingly so simple. I had a question, what if it does work? And I could tell you, when waking up in the morning and start seeing these PayPal notifications coming in with sales that I was making while I was sleeping, where I didn't have to take my own pictures, I didn't have to write my own descriptions, but rather just copy and paste, I got thoroughly excited because I knew eBay was here to stay. I knew Amazon was here to stay, and I knew if it revolved around copy and paste that I could absolutely handle it. And so it got exciting because for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been able to make what I called silent income, where I didn't really have to tell anybody about what I was doing. But the funny part is when Jim and a few of the others talked about the influence and the attraction marketing, well, people started getting attracted to the success I was having, and the funny part was I didn't have to tell anybody about it. So naturally, it felt really good to start sharing this with other people. I really wanted to see other people succeed. I had friends that were working dead-end jobs. I had other people that were trying to make it work in their network marketing companies, and I knew without taking them away from what they were doing that I could show them a way where they can literally copy and paste from one platform over to another, start selling items, start seeing sales come in while they're sleeping, wake up to the sales, and before they've had breakfast, recognize that they're off to a really good day, and then all they have to do is, again, copy and paste to process those orders. So, it was a really exciting situation, but it got really exciting because DS Domination came out, and then we had a more structured way where we would be able to go ahead and share this with people. Whereas I know I can speak with conviction and know that if I can do this, a non-techie guy, I've never built a website, never done really any blogging, but can tap into this simple information, talk about household names, Amazon, eBay, and watch people have success, it gets more gratifying than just being able to do this myself this whole time. So really excited about that.
Now, Dion, your full-time income for the last 3 years has been nothing but drop shipping. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yep. Drop shipping, copy and paste, and living a pretty good lifestyle.
Yeah, I know, knowing you and hanging out with you for the last, I don't know, several months, 6 months or so. You're actually one of the first person I met that's younger than I am, and that have probably traveled more than I do. So, what are some of the places you traveled to in the past year or two?
Well, I've gone to New York. I've gone to finally got to use my passport and go to an island called Roatan. The funny part is generally in internet marketing, when people talk about living the I am lifestyle, which is what we're about, having the ability to essentially make money wherever you go. Well, I was able to realize that finally, and the funny part was it was strictly just with eBay and the drop shipping. I was actually able to go to a tropical island, spend about 10 days there, and had was fortunate enough to be able to have more money coming in while I was on that trip than I spent the whole time, and was able to bring a friend along that I had shown the eBay copy and paste model to 6 months prior, who was also able to have that same trip paid for with the money he made while we were there. And we were able to go ahead and give back when we were on this island. We were actually able to go ahead and donate our time, money, and effort to people that were not as fortunate. So it's kind of nice to start seeing it's not just necessarily about the money, but what you can do with the money and also the time freedom. So yeah, just really been able to travel, and you're really, really excited to be able to go ahead and not only just travel, but hang out with like-minded people and see them have success on another level that they perhaps didn't otherwise think was originally possible.
Perfect, perfect. So you've been doing dropshipping full-time. You have no affiliate marketing background. You have never made full-time income in affiliate marketing. Is that correct?
Yep, absolutely. And as far as doing any sort of marketing, it's kind of funny because I've thrown up some Craigslist ads. I've always stuck, I guess, with things that were already getting the traffic. Amazon was getting tons of traffic. eBay's already getting tons of traffic. And the only so-called marketing that I've really done and had pretty good success with was Craigslist, putting up a free ad, a text ad, and because I was leveraging the words eBay, Amazon, and people already out there are familiar with these platforms, people already out there are already selling on eBay the normal way, I was able to go ahead and attract them in and really go ahead and show them another way. And this another way is something that people are very much excited about, and it's absolutely amazing.
And folks, if you're on this call and if you don't know Dion for a long enough time, he's one of the humblest person I've ever met, right? He's saying everything without really being specific, but he's making, let's say, a lot of money on eBay, all right, multiple 6 figures per year. Now, let's talk about affiliate side. You say you have never done affiliate marketing. This is the I am lifestyle that I really want to get across to everybody, is to have a master trait, so you have something of value to offer to people. Now, Dion has never done affiliate marketing, and I know how much you're making in DS Domination. From the affiliate side alone, you're making over $10,000 per month, and you have never done affiliate marketing. What would you say that is a main contribution to that kind of success?
Well, that's a good point. You talked about you need to build influence, and the nice part is I was able to go ahead and start having success without having to tell anybody. Normally, I guess as you put it, people kind of try to switch it around. They try to go out and start telling people how great something is without having any success. And perhaps with our platform, since so many people are having success actually implementing what is taught, they can go ahead and leverage other people's success. But for me, I was able to go ahead and really start copying and pasting my way to success, so to speak, and never having to tell anybody about it, like I've stated before. But I got great satisfaction out of seeing people succeed when I knew, and I could speak with 100% conviction, that if they did what I did, and it's very simple, that they can start seeing these results happen. And so for me, I was able to go ahead and start planting the seed, start speaking with people and knowing that if they went ahead and started implementing this, if they started copying and pasting, started waking up to sales, and started having success on that, that they would know that they didn't have to come from a standpoint of, hey, let me push this onto you, let me push the recruiting onto you, but rather come from a stance of, I know that if you copy, watch the videos, copy what's going on here, you're going to have success. And so I was able to go ahead and kind of share that conviction with other people, and they, for themselves, were able to go ahead and see it work. They were able to go ahead and start sharing it out of excitement of knowing that it's going to work, and knowing that nobody has to go ahead and refer other people. So I just went ahead and start, just sharing it with people that I knew. It's almost as if I was doing them a disservice if I didn't tell them what I knew, because what I knew, being, for me, a non-techie guy, never did really any internet marketing, as Craigslist, that they too themselves can have success now, so long as they take the action, they apply it. They say information is power, but it's truly applied information. So I'm so excited that so many people have decided to go ahead and apply it and start having success.
And folks, I really hope that you're taking notes right now, because Dion have literally just spilled a secret right in front of you on how to make money, how to be successful fast in the make money niche. Think about this, right? We're in the make money industry, and what we're selling is really whatever opportunity that you're in. It's not really your company's product, because that's a byproduct. The main product of inside make money industry that you're selling is financial freedom, teaching people leave their jobs, fire the boss. That's what you're really selling. You're selling that vision, that dream, and you need to make it a reality. Otherwise, your product doesn't work. It's that simple inside make money industry. And what Dion's been able to do, right? The secret to making money is not to take a link, spam it all over the internet, and hopefully people buy. Dion take the opposite approach, where he's actually making money and it's going out there and say, hey, I'm doing really well. If you need help, I'll help you. It comes from a standpoint of value and offering help. Think about any other industry, right? I know this afternoon I was talking to Norbert about this. Let's say dog training, okay? Dog training ebooks. There's a niche for that. Okay, when was the last time you saw a website that sells dog training products, and the guy or gal that's selling it is saying, oh, I have never had a dog. I hate dogs. I hate animals. I'm allergic. But I'm going to sell you a book on how to train people, how you can train your dog to be obedient, and you guys will have a great relationship together, right? It doesn't work that way. Anytime you see stuff online, whoever is selling it have personal story to sell it with. You don't go watch a movie. There's a huge difference in going to a movie theater and say, hey, I heard this movie is really good, okay, versus, wow, I went to opening night, I saw that movie, it was off the chain, I can't believe you haven't seen it yet. It's a completely different standpoint, and so many people in the make money niche is going out there, make $1,000 today, this is the best thing ever, all right, and there's no value to offer versus, hey, I've been signing, making a full-time income, left my job, so something from a standpoint of story, and at this point, Dion have never really struggled in the home-based business industry, but coming from a standpoint that, hey, I know what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing now, I can help you if you like. Okay, so if you can just shift that, and the reason why our platform is so powerful here, I'm going to turn to Norbert in a second here to talk about why our platform is so powerful, because there's already, Norbert, how many millions of buyers are there already right now?
I think we were talking about that earlier. It's hundreds of millions of buyers. I think you said they do like 250 million buyers per month?
Per month.
That's customers, that's buyers per month, every single month. to this website. And I mean, I think, I mean, the reason is simple. It's like exactly what everyone's talked about here. But what Dion says, you know, these are household names, right? This isn't something that needs to be explained. It's a really simple concept. And, you know, the concept here is that we're taking products that millions of people are buying already, and we're selling those products on a website with hundreds of millions of buyers already. So you're taking existing things that are already working, and you're just plugging yourself into that, and you just need to take a little sliver, a little tiny piece, a little crumb of that multi-billion-dollar pie for yourself, and you're going to make yourself a nice income. And that's what we're teaching you how to do here.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you start making an income, we want to help you to develop your story. Then you have a real attraction marketing based story. And we have a panel full of attraction marketing experts here. And if anybody wants to jump out and chime in on attraction marketing, that'll be great. But you're always going to be selling from a personal story standpoint, and that's always going to be the most powerful way as far as attraction marketing go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talked about that right from the beginning, which was credibility, right? I mean, that's really the only way to sell is from credibility. And I loved what Kenya shared at the beginning, because I shared that exact same story. I can completely relate. You know, I remember being in a coffee shop and doing my presentation, and having this moment where I realized I kind of stepped out of myself, and I watched myself doing this presentation, and I had it down. But I realized that there was a part of me, there's this little part in the back of my head that had doubt, that didn't believe that the people that I was sharing this presentation with, I didn't believe that they could do it, because I knew how difficult it was. I knew the challenges that they're up against, you know, and I would never, you know, I've had so many people in my life ask me to help them start a business online or to share with them what I do, and I won't do it. I won't do it. I cannot get people that I know, that I care about, that are friends of mine or family, I can't get them involved in this industry because I know the success rate. But with this, I can share this with them because I know that it's a simple concept, and the training is all there, and I have 100% confidence that I can plug them into the training, and if they want to learn it, they can follow the steps, and it's something that really anybody can do. You know, if it's internet marketing, I mean, let's face it, internet marketing, you know, when you look at the top producers in this industry, it's one of the highest paid skills in the world to be a professional internet marketer. Do you think that that comes easy? I mean, there's a small percentage of the population, tiny little fraction of the population, that will ever develop the skills to be a successful, profitable, six-figure internet marketer. I mean, that's just the reality of it, okay? And yet you've got millions of people that want to do it. It's not for everybody. And it's the same in the network marketing industry. It's for certain people with certain skills that can make it happen. I don't believe that anybody can do it, because I know that that's not true.
Well, and I agree with you, Norbert. And you know, when you say, you know, not wanting to share it, I mean, what happens is you almost lose confidence, you lose your own confidence in the product, and sometimes within yourself, especially if you're new. When you know you're promoting something that's not duplicatable. I think first what goes is the product. And what we look for as experienced marketers is things that are easily duplicatable. And that's what I love about this. I mean, Dion, I mean, I love his story. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, it just shows you right there, you don't have to be experienced internet marketer to do this. And that builds confidence. When I know that I can take people, and I've done this, that have never made a dime online, and they're about to just go back to corporate America. They've tried this. They're in an MLM, or they're trying another product, and I'm trying to help them, because yet I am that experienced internet marketer, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard, and not everybody has what it takes. They don't have those same characteristics. They don't have that same drive. They don't have that same passion. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes life gets in the way, and they don't have the availability that maybe I have. But the fact of the matter is when I see those people that I get so passionate about helping that aren't having success, it's disheartening. And when I found this and was able to plug those people in, I was able to keep them in this game longer. Because ultimately, and I think everybody can speak this also, is we want to see people succeed. Because the more people that can succeed, and the more happy, you know, the more that we can change people's lives, the more that we can go out and really start spreading this message that you can live this internet lifestyle. You can live the dream. You can change lives. And if we can send that message and we can find something like this that's so duplicatable, we can do that. We can change lives, and it builds more confidence in us and those people.
Now, I actually want to speak to that point, Michelle. That's such a good point, because it's the same thing. We were talking about learning curve before, and 3 to 6 months to 12 months, and all these things that people go through, and none of us on here are really any different. Maybe DSD is the first thing I've ever seen that people really out the gate are really making money and quickly, and it's duplicatable and it's fast. But one of the things that I've been telling even people in my other opportunities who've been struggling for a long time, I said, this is a legitimate opportunity that this is one of the few things, right? Like here's what I know from my personal development and from coaching people. If you want to know what people's intentions are, you look at their results. Your results always match your intentions. So it's very, very simple to know. And if people aren't getting results, I'm telling you, you're in one of two buckets. You're either doing the wrong work and lying about it, or you're just not doing the work and you're lying about it. There's really like nothing else going on. And all the other excuses and stories and all this bullshit that people come up with, I'm sorry, I don't buy it. But the bottom line here, guys, is that the online thing is really, it's challenging, right? Because it's learning a new skill set. It's learning a new language. It's really no different than going to be a doctor or being a lawyer. If me and Michelle sit down and you don't know anything about online marketing, there is specialized terminology that you have no freaking idea about, and we're going to sound like two aliens to you. But again, even if you've been online for a long period of time, here's finally an opportunity where you can create, if at bare minimum, create a cushion for yourself, so that you can finance the company that you're in. So a lot of people that I've talked to about it, one of the the resistance points has been, I'm already doing something. I said, that's great. I'm not asking you to do something else. I'm just asking you to do something that's going to give you the money to go finance your company. If that's all you do it for, then it's still worth it, because a lot of people do love their MLM companies, and I'm not looking to pull you out of your company. I just want to support you in what you're already doing, but clearly you are struggling, or you're not understanding how marketing works, or you're not getting attraction marketing, or you just need more time, right? And if all this does is buys you the next 6 to 12 months, guys, for $19 a month, you seriously cannot go wrong, because I'm telling you, tomorrow, if you put in the time and you take half a minute to think about what you're posting, because I've been following what's going on in the chat box. So I see people are like, oh, I'm posting 47 things, I'm doing this and that. Yeah, because you're posting what everybody else is posting. Like, I'm going to tell you, for me, like, out the gate, what I thought of is, it was holiday season when I joined. It was December 18th when I joined this company, and I don't like to promote anything that I haven't proved to myself that personally works. So before I ever promote it to my list, because I don't believe in it, right? Like you said, if you have an inkling of doubt about what you're selling or what you're doing, forget it. You are dead in the water before you start it. You need to have absolute faith with no doubt, just like you would in religion or in anything else that you've done in your life that's been successful. You had 100% faith in what you were doing. Business is no different than that. So I needed to know that I could put something up and sell it. I sold something literally the first day, and the way that I did it was just by paying attention to market trends. I knew that right during the holidays, everybody and their mother was buying their kids Xboxes and PlayStation 4s, and I was like, instead of trying to sell these big ticket items, I know that now millions of people around the world need peripherals, all the accessories that come with these things, controllers, plugs, blah, 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 blah. But I took a half a moment to think about what I'm doing instead of just like, let's do the gunshot approach and let's hope it works. And within like days, I was making like at least 5 to 7 sales a day, give or take. And for me, it's really not about selling stuff on eBay, because that's not what I want to invest my time in. But again, it's like, it just depends on what your goals are. My goals are, I think it's a great company with a great opportunity, and I want to build a huge team underneath me, because in 6 months, my goal is at least a bare minimum 10 months of residual income. That's my goal, right? So nothing personal on anybody else, but that's what I want to do. So for me, it's like, I see all these people struggling, just like Michelle, just like any other leader here, and I tell them, for this minimal investment, you're going to get training. And it's not like you can watch that 4-minute video and completely understand the entire model. But the reason I bought in was I knew that somebody who'd been doing this for 10 to 12 years has picked up on these little 2mm shifts. And guys, that's the difference between failure and success in life, is like a 2mm shift. I knew that he could show me things that I could only go out there and spend tens of thousands of dollars on my own to figure out. And for a $19 investment, it was brain dead not to do that. And the moment I applied the things he taught, I saw that it made a difference because I did it on my own, and then I did it his way, and his way worked. So just if all it's doing is giving you that cushion, it's 100% worth it.
I just want to share a little bit. This literally does work for anybody. I received a text from one of my team members in Canada. He does not recruit. All he does is the eBay. And the text said this. It said, I don't know if I should be mad or happy, but my 13-year-old son is making more sales than I am. He opened an account for his 13-year-old son, and of course it's his name, and he's monitoring it because the kid's underage. But he's like, he's making more sales than I am. I taught him too well, and so he's using these principles. If a 13-year-old kid can get it, guys, anybody can.
That is awesome. That's awesome. So what she's saying is click the join the movement button right below this video, all right? And if you need more information, reach out to the person that have invited you to this hangout. And I'm just gonna leave it open for a few people to share a few things. Stay tuned because I want to share an opportunity, not a MLM opportunity, all right? I want to share an opportunity how you can get your status being shared by a lot of people on this call, and some we'll be running. We'll be training you on the hashtag movement. Let's just put it that way.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, well, I'll go. Yeah, do you mind? I'm like on the end. I have OCD, and if I don't go, it'll just like really mess up my evening for the night. You know, as we close out, I mean, I want to go off of what you said, Patricia. You know, my 15-year-old, we homeschool our kids. And I'm always looking for opportunities. You know, I want them to be an entrepreneur. I'm not going to force them to do that, but I want to expose them to that world because they see us do it, and they tend to always say, wow, you know, I will hear them saying, oh, you're on that webinar with Norbert and, you know, Jim or, you know, Patricia or Bert. Like, she knows all of you, you know, because we're always on these webinars, and she can always answer questions when she hears us over talking. So I love that. But when she saw that we got into this, she saw that as an opportunity, as like, I can do that. Like, I know some really cool hot items, like Hunger Games stuff, you know, that she knows she could sell on eBay. So it gets her at least excited, and I've talked to other people that are actually doing the same thing. So we've incorporated this. Not that everybody homeschools their kids. I'm not saying you should do this, but I want you to open up your eyes to the possibility, or there's so many opportunities out there, and she's diving into it and learning this stuff and going through the modules. I mean, for such an inexpensive way to get into this, it's a great opportunity to really get your kids, you know, kind of doing what we're all doing. And then not you know, a little bit off the side of that, I just wanted to go off of, you know, what you were saying, Patricia, but again, I mean, it's about, for me, it's about stories, and you're creating that stories. If anybody's wondering how to promote this stuff, it's about crafting your story around it, sharing your experience, and sharing testimonials like you're hearing on webinars like this, and leveraging the people that are already having success till you are more in the position of feeling that, all right, I've got that credibility. I mean, you have credibility just by diving in and making one sale. You have that credibility because now you have the opportunity to change people's lives, to get them possibly out of corporate America one day, to live the internet, you know, the internet marketing lifestyle from a laptop on a random island in Roatan or somewhere down there, Dion. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, you know, I look at this as, you know what, my story, how I sell it is, it's money for people to start making right away and to keep them in the game, whether you're a customer or you're an affiliate of it or both, as we are. It keeps people in this game longer, and you can build upon that. And look at Dion. I mean, he's a perfect testimonial to the fact that he's doing just this. It doesn't have to be anything else but just this, if that's what you choose it to, if that's what you choose to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's funny, Michelle, what I was going to say was actually the whole kid thing. You know, I also have a 13-year-old daughter, which I know your baby girl, she's what, 15 now. Then you have Kenzie, who's a little younger. But, you know, my daughter Taylor, she's also doing this. And I think that's interesting that if you look at all of us, we know how to market, guys. We all know how to make money online. And at the end of the day, the people we love the most in the world, this is like the one thing that we said, come on over here, baby girl. Let me show you how to actually do this thing. Because I know if you do this for a little while, you're going to make X amount of money. And I just think that's interesting, guys. That's a testimony that's huge, right? That's just like unbelievably huge. I'm glad I'm not the only one that has been doing that, because my daughter and I were literally talking the other night that we've got a plan in place for how many items she needs to list and how often she needs to hop on, eBay when she gets home, and she has to check her customer service. And the cool thing is she can just do it step by step, right? And I'm saying she, guys, this is anyone who's getting started. This is how someone should get started, right? And we're talking about how easy it's going to be for her to have like $1,000 extra a month. And what are we going to do with that? She's going to have 30% to spend how she wants. We're going to put on a prepaid debit card. We're going to manage it. She's going to have to, the biggest thing you can do for your kids is teach them how to manage money. And then, the other 60% will be splitting it up in 2 different types of bank accounts. So she's 14 years old almost in June. She'll be hanging out with Dion and like his nephews or something, and Boca Raton or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, like, I don't know how young you are, but you always look so young when I see you, and I'm like, how did he do that? But isn't that cool, guys? I mean, like, if you can give that, the gift of a lifestyle to someone, and that's really what's at our fingertips. And the fact that we all endorse it to our own children should tell you something.
Absolutely.
What's really...
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, what's really cool is that we can brand ourselves with eBay, where most companies that you join, they use us. They use us to brand their product. And here you could link yourself with eBay, and it's a conversational piece. You're not sitting there trying to explain to somebody about some laundry detergent that you swear up and down is the best in the world, but it's eBay, it's Amazon. If you haven't heard of these 2 items, these 2 internet companies, you've been living in a cave for the last 10 years. And so what makes it so great is when you're talking to people, it's like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I train people how to do eBay, how to sell on eBay. Really, that's interesting. I mean, it's just a conversational piece that takes a life of its own, and it's really cool that this opportunity has come upon us.
Absolutely. And what I wanted to just interject here, guys, is like, especially for those of you who are new and just got started, what usually when people make any kind of decision, it's an emotional decision backed by some kind of like, cerebral input after that. But really, it's like whatever joy brought you into the company or whatever hope brought you into the company is the first thing. But what I'm going to assert is one of the most important lines that you can cross is the difference between knowing that you can between believing you can succeed to knowing that you can succeed. And when you become that person who knows that they succeed, because look, guys, nothing happens in life without action. I love The Secret. I love those concepts, attraction marketing, and all those things. But when opportunities present themselves, it is absolutely your job in life to take action on the opportunities that present themselves. It will not happen from wishing. It will not happen just from like meditating on it all day long. And I do all these things, and I could tell you about living at the top of a mountain for years, right? And all these wonderful things that do work. But ultimately, it's your job to take action. When you take action, you get results, you increase your belief. The more belief you have, the more action you take, the more results you get. And that's the cycle that you want to put yourself into, is you constantly want to look at how do I increase my belief in what I'm doing, not just in business, but that's in life, that's in relationships, that's in everything that you apply yourself that's important to you. If you want results, you have to believe in it way before you ever see it. And most people are like, show me and then I'll go do it. And that's the bullshit of life. And that's what everybody's waiting for, and that's why 97% of people are not getting results, because they're the show me people. So instead of being a show me person, figure out if you want to be a believe me person, and when you start believing, I promise you the results that you will get will be so resounding that people around you will not recognize your energy, and they'll be like, what the hell is different about you? And they will ask you, and that's when you're going to get results. I'm sorry, like my brother over here, who like, Dion, right? Like something happened with Dion, and he made something happen, and now people are around him and going, what the hell is different? Because he's like altering the frequency that he is, and people are just like elated by that. And I don't know if you guys see like the passion that I speak with, but it's a passion of somebody who knows, not somebody who just believes. Like I really know what people are capable of when they truly apply themselves and they're authentic. And if you hear something, like again, like if you look down at all these people, and what everybody shared is they're extremely authentic in the way that they are. Nobody poses something different. And a lot of times what I see is a really big challenge for people is they have fear because they're like, I haven't gotten a result, so they're unwilling to be authentic, and they appear like someone that they're not. And that oftentimes is like when you go buy a car or something and you're with a salesperson who's not authentic, doesn't matter how good the deal is or what the fuck they tell you, there's no chance in hell you're buying the car from Bob today, right? Because you're like, fuck Bob. Bob sucks. I ain't buying from Bob. Where's Jerry? And you're looking for Jerry because Jerry's authentic and Jerry is like, you know, got a kid at home who's got cancer and you got to like help him out by putting $1 in his pocket or something like that. So you want that level of authenticity. You don't want to come across to people and be like, yeah, I got on eBay a week ago and damn, I just put 10K in my pocket. If you did, that's awesome. But if you didn't, be like, look, I just started this thing. It's fantastic. Like, you know, I love the community. I love the training. And I'm like, I just made like $5 this week, but that's $5 more than I made online before. I'm always looking for authenticity, and humans can pick up on that. Again, some personal development stuff, guys, like, people don't hear what you're saying. Imagine there's a whiteboard behind your head, and there's like all your thoughts are being projected onto this whiteboard. That's what they're attuned to, is what's back here. Now what's coming out of here. We all have a sixth sense about each other, so don't lie to people. Be who you are. My mission in life is to give you permission to be who you are, as fucked up and beautiful and awesome and amazing and disgusting, and in every way that you are human, just be that. And that's what it takes to be the best. And that's what it takes to be somebody who people want to follow, because all people want is to just be who they are. They just want to feel like this is who I am, and it's fine to express that. And these opportunities give you an expression and a stand to stand from, and share that with people, so you give them permission to do the same thing.
Yeah, I can't say any better than what you just said, brother. Be transparent, be real. And too many people inside the make money industry, they haven't make a buck, and they selling a pipe dream of, you know, the multi-million-dollar lifestyle and the cars and houses. And that's what we started the call with. That's the perception, that's the image, that's what people wanted. And they've it's being sold by people every single day that doesn't even make enough money to pay the rent next month. Right, so all we want to do here is be authentic, teach you how to make sales, and talk about story. I want to. Michelle talked about this earlier. Story is what sells. Okay, what guys just said. Be transparent, and you gotta have your own story. And you know, I think the best person, if you're brand new right now, you have never made money. Dion's method is probably the best to follow on this call, just because you can make money right now without being an expert. And once you start making money, genuinely, authentically want to go out there and help as many people as you can, just like Dion did. And Dion's created one of the fastest affiliate residual income I've ever seen in this industry without really understanding online marketing. And so this is what we're going to be doing, okay? On the top of this page, you see on the background, you see a yellow hashtag pound IM lifestyle and hashtag IML, okay? I want you guys to use these hashtags. Go on Facebook, you know, spend some time on it. Spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, hey, 30 minutes if you need to. Write a good short story about yourself. And this is a method that I've used for many years now. I learned this from traditional network marketing. Guys, I was extremely broke before, between 18 to 21, and I was out there hustling every single day, selling an opportunity. And the only reason why I even got any type of signups was because I was a really good storyteller. Okay, so we wanted to get you to be a good storyteller, but with, you know, by being authentic and transparent as well. Okay, so for the folks on this call, if you are making money right now, all right, if you've been making sales on eBay, and I don't care if you only make one sale, that's great, right? Most people don't even have an eBay account, so go teach them. So if you haven't made any sales before, use this format: feel, felt, found. Okay. A lot of people, and we have gone on for almost an hour and a half now talking about all the different challenges. These are the challenges everybody are facing. You probably face many of them. So talk about your challenges and say, hey, you know, for a number of years, X amount of years, however time you've been in this business, I've been struggling with XYZ. Okay, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. I struggled with the XYZ as well. But here's what I found. I found a solution where I can make money without going through all these different struggles that I was having. And now this is what happened ever since I found the solution. Here are the results that I'm getting. If you follow this format, you make a great story. So type that out, okay? And when you make your status update, hashtag it to IML and hashtag IM Lifestyle, okay? And what this is able to do is when we go on Facebook, we can search Facebook bar by hashtag, okay, by typing in hashtag IamLifestyle and hashtag IML, and we'll find all these different stories. And what we're going to be doing is we'll share the stories that we like. You'll get a lot of exposures, and also if you want to look at other people's testimonial and stories, hashtag it, and you'll be able to connect. We'll be able to build a community from this point forward. We'll be doing a lot more of these things, but I want to start off with stories, and we'll probably do a few more of just based on this topic. And throughout the week, if you guys do anything special, you're traveling, you're doing anything fun, take pictures of it and hashtag it IamLifestyle as well and IML, and just create a huge buzz of this on the internet. And next time online, people are going to ask you, so what's this IamLifestyle thing that you've always been posting? And here's what you tell them, okay? Here's what you tell them to share to profit. You tell them, I'm glad that you asked. Jump on our next live hangout next following Monday, and we'll be doing these Monday every. Norbert, are we going to be sticking with 9 p.m. Eastern, or are we maybe want to move to 8 p.m. Eastern?
We'll talk about that after.
Okay, great. Well, we are going to be hosting it every single Monday. It's either going to be 9 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern. In fact, we'll take a live vote right now. If you're on the call, just type it in. Either type in 9 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern, and so that way we get a feel for what's better for everybody. I feel this is going to be a great movement, and this is going to be stage 1. Wait till you see what we're coming out with stage 2 and stage 3 of this call. I'm just very excited. We have a lot of great people on this call today, and we have we'll be featuring many new guests as well. We'll be featuring people who are coming up. People who have never had success before, have success for the first time. We'll just share success, share secrets, be open and transparent, and share everything that we know on how to build a successful business so that you can lead an inspiring life as well.
Yeah. And then just for everyone on the call, there's a lot of people here on this call who are proven leaders over many years, and I thought, Jim, it's really funny that he's like, I struggle between 18 and 21. Come on, Jim. I gotta take you out for a drink or something. Anyway, what I want to point out, guys, is that there's no success secret, but there is a success mindset, and there is a reason that people like Michelle and Jim can go from company to company. And I know you guys aren't. I'm not calling anybody company hoppers. I'm just saying the reason that they show up and they show up on leaderboards and they consistently have success is not because they figured out a formula, is because they have a mindset that attracts people, and they portray leadership in a provocative way that makes people curious about how they're getting their results. And they've I don't want to say figured it out, because I hate when people look for formulas. It's just not. I don't want anybody in this line to look for a formula. But you have a really amazing group here. This is something that I really want us to consistently keep doing. And that's just what I want to let you guys know, that we have a great group here. Keep coming back, keep inviting your people, and we'll do the work for you and make it happen.
I love it. I love it. Everybody got quiet. I love that, guys.
I know. I said all that's need to be said.
I just wanted to say, I don't know why I know Michelle, I don't know how I possibly know you and Norbert and all of these people, and I never met Guy. I love this guy.
Oh, you need to know
Guy said something. He said something that was so important, and I love it. This is what he said, and I'm paraphrasing you guys, so don't hit me through the computer here. He said basically this: he doesn't have time to listen to people's excuses, because either people are following direction, taking action, and getting a result, or they're not. That's it. That's the reality. Because either you're taking action and getting a result, and guess what? If the result isn't what you want, the solution is easy. You just take a different action, you'll get a different result. You just keep on taking different actions until you get the result you want, right? Like, think about it. I don't know how it is for girls, but think about this, guys. Remember when you wanted to get a date with a lady? I'm married now, but remember what that was like? You would try something. If it didn't work, you kept on trying until you got the desired result, which was get the date. Like, that's it. You didn't stop. You didn't just go, oh, well, you know what? She's not really that good looking. There's like 15 million on the planet. I'll just go try another one, like, whatever. No, you kept on trying until you got the result you wanted. And that's exactly how your business gets successful. And Guy said it. He's like, listen, I don't take calls. I don't take that excuse. When people call me and they say that, you're like, yeah, you didn't do it. Call me when you did some action. Hang up. Done. So thanks, Guy. I'm excited. I just friend request. I didn't even know these people. He existed. I was like, what is going on? There's so many people doing it.
Guy meet Bert, Bert meet Guy, also Guy meet Patricia. I know them very well. I've worked with them for a while now, and they are awesome.
Well, I'm available. Guys, here's what I want to tell you. The key to success is the ability to stand in no result longer and play with 100% enthusiasm. Whoever can stand in no result the longest usually wins. The 97% fall off the cliff because they can't stand it. They just want the results instantly. So if I can tell you anything, is make a distinction in your mind between having a commitment to succeed and having an attachment to succeed. Most people are very, very attached to their success, and that looks like having a lot of expectations, and expectations are often unfulfilled, which leads to upsets. If you want to actually have success in life, a commitment, whether it's happening now or whether it's happening 10 years from now, will not impact your state of being at all. There will be no change. You will just keep moving effortlessly through all the challenges, through all the failures, through all the things that happen when you're building a business. And without a doubt, as somebody who's an entrepreneur, I'm telling you, you got to be a little bit crazy. If you notice, I'm just a little bit fucked up in the head, right? Just a little bit. But I'm smart enough to know the right actions to take, but I have an attitude that allows me to consistently move forward through no matter what's happened. And I can tell you guys, I have lost insane amounts of money. I have made insane amount of money. Nothing impacts my ability to take action. Most people are trying to figure out how to be fearless, and that's the biggest mistake you can make. Fear is built into the system. It must be there. Otherwise, next time you cross the street, you will get hit by a car. It has to be there. What you want to work on is the ability to be courageous, which is the only thing courage is the ability to act in the face of fear. So I know many of you out there are afraid shitless of what's about to happen to you, and I'm telling you, go through it anyway. If you want to live a life of passion, if you want to feel amazing about who you are, think about every time you've ever taken on a challenge and you've broken through a fear, how you personally feel about yourself. And every time one of my students asks me, they're like, well, I just want to be happy and I want to live a life of wonderment. I said, every time you're afraid, whatever you're afraid of, that's the first thing that you go do, and then see how you feel about yourself. And when you build that courage muscle, not trying to get rid of your fear, but trying to get more courageous, you will have the best life you can ever imagine.
And at the moment of your breaking point, when you're ready to break, that's when you have your biggest success breakthrough. 100%. I've seen this over and over from my own personal experience. When I was ready to throw in the towel, when I was ready to just quit, go back to corporate America, when I was ready to finally say, you know what, everybody out there, you're right, I wasn't cut out to do this. At that moment, I decided, I made the decision, I will keep moving forward. That's all you have to focus on. Keep moving forward. I don't care if you take an inch as a step. You step forward, and that's when your biggest breakthroughs will happen. I crave obstacles in my life at this point. I love it when a challenge is presented in front of me now because I know that I'm about to have a huge breakthrough. And I promise you, if you can take what Guy just said and what I've just said, you too will have success. You are stronger than you think you are. All you got to do is get up and take a step.
Michelle, that's so powerful that you're talking about, you know, you're about to have your biggest breakthrough when you're about to break. Norbert, I don't know if you remember when I called you back in August of 2008. I was at my lowest point of my financially of my life, all right? And you remember my business partner at the time, and I pitched him to took out a $20,000 loan. And I was negative thousands in my credit card. I had literally $200 in my bank account, and then we had a lot of credit / money, $20,000 that's not ours, and we spent immediately in less than 2 months. We spent over $15,000. Nobody, just tell the folks on this call that that's a real story.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a real story, and I mean, I've, you know, Jim, that's your story, and I've heard countless since then in my years, you know, working with entrepreneurs, and I have a similar story as well. You know, right before I had created my first success online, it was exactly the same thing for me, right at that breaking point. So, what Michelle talks about, what Guy talks about, it couldn't be truer. It couldn't be truer. And so that's why for you, if you're watching this and you're not part of the I Am Lifestyle movement, if you haven't joined our team yet, you got to take action. Click the button and just take action. I know you might be scared, you might be nervous, you might be unsure, you might not have all the answers. Honestly, the truth is don't worry about that. Move forward anyways. Take action anyways. The answers will come. The solutions will come. We've given you guys, all of us have so much experience. We've seen what's out there. We've seen the different, the different roads that you can take in this journey with online marketing, with an online business. And honestly, guys, this is the best place that you can start. So take action, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome, awesome. Folks, click on the Join the Movement page, and remember to post your story on Facebook, Twitter, heck, even Instagram, and just hashtag it I Am Lifestyle and hashtag IML. Also, I want to go over 30 seconds on how to use this website. At the end of it, put a PS line, say join us. Click on this link, save it for next Monday. We'll be broadcasting. We'll be sending emails out. So if you're part of a team, you know exactly the schedule. Either most likely it's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern because 80% of people have posted that on the chat right now on the website on IamLifestyleMovement.com. If you are an affiliate of DS Domination, make sure, if you're not an affiliate, make sure you activate your affiliate status. Otherwise, this will not work. If you are an affiliate of DS Domination, just take IamLifestyleMovement.com and add /? ID equals your DS Domination username. All right, / ID equals your DS Domination username. And this page will be dynamically coded to you, so when people join the movement, they'll be a part of your group. We'll be adding some really cool stuff when people click on the button, and hopefully we'll finish that in the next couple of weeks. With that said, if anybody have last words, go for it. Otherwise, we'll see everybody next week.
Bye.
Everybody's just
Good
waiting.
night, everyone.
All right, take care, guys.
See you next week.
I Am Lifestyle.
Woo-hoo.